Hi, Mark Anthony here for another episode of The Whole Message, where we teach you about whole foods and whole natural ways to eat healthier. Cooking, you know I love to cook. I'm a chef by trade, and I spend most of my time in the kitchen. Sometimes I'm out in the office, other times I'm on the road teaching people how to eat healthy. I've had a lot of people emailing me and texting me and things saying, where's your results? I want to see some results. So I've got my test results right here, and I'm going to share these with you real quick here before we get to our segments. And I've got a couple years difference between the two of these, 60 pounds difference in between these two tests. And my cholesterol used to be at 263, probably well over 300, but I was already getting healthy. But I'm going to give you the actual results. 263, now my cholesterol's at 118. Now, overall cholesterol says a lot. Don't let any doctor tell you that it's insignificant, okay? Because it is a key indicator for a lot of different diseases. Triglycerides, but if you break it down, it's even better. Triglycerides were at 274. Now they're at 91. Woo! Big change there. My HDL went up the way it was supposed to. HDL, H high goes up, LDL, L low goes down. And my LDL actually went from 159 down to 59, went down 100 points on my LDL. So that's fantastic too. And check out some of these other things too. Well, I'm real hypoglycemic, and I'm ADHD, and a couple other things I can't even pronounce. So if you notice, yeah, I'm, and this is without the drugs, by the way, just to let you know. But God has definitely used it for His glory. So amen to that. Which is probably why I'm such a good multitasker, because I can do 100 things all at the same time. In fact, when I was running the casinos back in Vegas, man, I'd sometimes have 15 different restaurants I'm running at the same time. So. But people who are hypoglycemic flip into diabetics very fast. And in fact, my whole family is type 2 diabetics and high blood pressure medicines and 300 to 400 pounds. And you know, my sister just died at the age of 54 from cancer. And we lived such an unhealthy life. We were given the most unhealthy food you could imagine every day. Pork chops, bacon and eggs, hamburger helper and hamburgers, and that's just what we ate. You know, sometimes without the hamburger, when it was hamburger helper, but you know, most of the time that's what we ate. So anyway, yeah, my glucose was at 106, actually in the high zone, pre-diabetic. That's where you start going to that pre-diabetic. And now it's at 83, right where it's supposed to be. Perfect. And I hardly ever have those high blood pressure, hypoglycemic type of things. Just hardly ever happens. Calcium, 9.2, actually on the high side. Going all vegan, no animal products whatsoever, and my calcium was perfect. Even my protein, 7.0. That's exactly where it was supposed to be. All vegan, no animal products whatsoever, and my protein was perfect. This is what I'm talking about. Don't let these people try to tell you that you need more calcium, you need more protein, because chances are you don't. It's just the way it is. And what else we got here? My vitamin B12 was the low one. It was actually in the right zone at 329. It was in the right zone, but it was on the low side. So I do take that B12 supplement. But everything else was perfect on here. Absolutely perfect. And I'll tell you what, after, let's see, 7 years going all vegan now, I have never felt better. I feel better now. I have more energy now than I did back when I was in my 20s. And it's just absolutely amazing. And this is a passion that I have, is to share this information with you and teach you how to get healthier. Our new book, Baby Steps to an Amazingly Healthier You, is probably one of the best books you're ever going to find out on the market. You can pre-order them now. In fact, by the time this thing gets filmed, we'll probably have them in stock. And so the number's on the screen. Just give us a call, and if the answers, if you get a busy signal, call back. If you hit the voicemail, which is probably what happens when people are calling all at once, leave your number and we'll call you back immediately. So, because it's that important that you get that book. And it's not a moneymaker. I mean, books is not a big moneymaker. We actually support ourselves through donations. That's what really pays for all these programs to be on the air all over the country, is by your contributions. And you can do that on my website as well. But you got to get that book. I mean, my books have so much valuable information and steps, baby steps on how to get healthier step by step. And that's what I'm doing. I'm actually on a 12-week step process right now. So, but yeah, my test results are great. I can't wait to get my next one and see how it goes. But let me tell you, eating a plant-strong, whole natural foods lifestyle works. It is extremely successful, and every single statistical fact on the planet shows that the people that eat those plant-strong lifestyles are the healthiest, live the longest, least diseases, and the list goes on and on and on. So do yourself a favor and start eating healthier, get some exercise, and keep watching these videos. You know, you can go on my YouTube channel and just watch clip after clip after clip. That's why we segment everything, because we want to be able to get that information out there to a society that is very quick and segmented in their thinking processes. So anyway, let's go to our segments today, because I know you're going to love them, and we'll see you after the break. Hi, Mark Anthony here to show you how to cheat your way to a better stuffed portobello mushroom. Let me tell you, I've got a way that you are going to love to do these. Right here, I actually covered these right level with water, let the water reduce until right now, and then I'm going to flip these babies over. Basically, what I did was actually boiled off the mushrooms. And this is one of those little tricks that nobody knows, and most people in the industry don't even know this one. And so we're going to get those mushrooms right there for now. Then let me get this baby cranked back up here. What you have here is really a concentrated mushroom flavor. And I'm going to add a little bit of this thyme to it. If you were seeing some of my other recipes, this is actually garlic, whipped garlic. In fact, that's the name of the one you can look up, whipped garlic. And so if you don't make that, you can actually just do some garlic and oil or garlic and butter, and you'll be good to go. And then we're going to add some carrots, some celery, and some onions to it. Carrots, celery, onions, that's your whipping right there. And I think I'm going to put a little bit more in there just to really get that baby fluffing good. Okay. And we're going to make sure this is nice and moist as well. So we're actually going to add a little more water to it. Okay. Now that we got that going, I do save these stems because we're going to give these a quick spin. Boom. Boom. Because there's so much flavor in there. And then a lot of people, when you're going to do your stuffed portobello mushrooms, they're going to use breadcrumbs. Now I make homemade bread, just so you know. I think I've shared that with you a few times. So, but I'm going to take homemade bread, and that's probably enough right there. That's probably enough. I'm going to take homemade bread. The problem with using breadcrumbs, like most people do, is that it makes your entire item taste grainy. And the last thing you want is something that tastes like grain. And so we're going to actually just use some fresh bread here. And let me get this cleaned up. I know I clean as I go. That's the only way to do it. Okay. And now we're going to give this a quick spin. Won't take long at all. That works right there. Just like that. So you've got some mushrooms and breadcrumbs in there. And what we're doing here is basically just getting the vegetables cooked up a little bit. And I'm going to use all this water. I can tell already. And then we add our breadcrumbs to it. And I can kind of tell exactly how much I'm going to need. So, and you want this moist. You definitely want it moist. You don't want to dry. Yeah, just like that. There we go. Yeah, you can see how there's moisture in there. In fact, you could even do it a little wetter if you wanted. I do have one secret ingredient for you though. The one secret ingredient nobody knows. A little Dijon mustard, just a little shot. And right here I've got some sage. That gives it a nice herb type of flavor. And then some tarragon, which kind of gives it that little licorice whip. And people are gonna be like, what is that flavor? And this one right here, I can tell I'm just gonna add a little bit of olive oil to it because I wanna maintain some moisture in it. And the oil is going to help maintain some moisture inside of it. Whoo boy, oh man. The aromatherapy, this is gonna be plenty, so I don't need that. Okay, let me grab these mushroom caps right here. And you can use pretty much any mushroom. You don't have to use the Portobellos. You can take garlic butter. You can always give them a little spread inside like this if you want. And that will also help give it some flavor down under. Ooh, they're perfect though. They're absolutely perfect. Okay, put that right there. Okay, just like this. And I'm going to grab a glove just because I'm gonna be getting my hands nice and hot here. What a simple way to do these. I'm telling you, so many people just struggle with stuffed mushrooms. But this is the way you do it. We're gonna just put a little bit in each one of these. Right like that. I'm gonna stuff them. And basically you're just putting a mountain right on top of each one. Whew. I made a lot. You can use this for other things too. You can stuff zucchinis and eggplants and things like that as well. I knew I was going to have plenty. That's why I didn't put all that other bread in it. I can make breadcrumbs and things like that. Okay, so we're going to put this in the oven. And let me tell you, it's only going to take like 20 minutes on 400 degrees and boom, it's ready to come out. So let me get this in the oven and we'll catch you in just a couple minutes. Hey, they're done. They are definitely done. Okay. That's what I'm talking about right there. And see what we're doing here is we're making them just get them a little crispy brown on the outside. If you cook them hotter, then it's just going to crisp up the outside because basically the thing is already cooked. It's completely cooked. You already boiled off the mushrooms. You shrank them a little bit. You've already cooked everything inside here, so it's pretty much done. And now you just plate this baby up and woo! Okay, that's a little steaming. I think you can catch that on camera for sure. And we'll see how we do here. Should have had a different type of thing, but if you don't find one thing to do the job, you find something else. You know, I grew up in a kitchen where we improvise, overcome, and adapt. That's right. You know, you don't have the right tool, you find another tool that'll do the job and get the job done. And let me tell you, is this the fastest, easiest, most intelligent way to do stuffed mushrooms? Time-wise, flavor-wise, this is gonna blow you away. And the basic concept is you boil off the mushrooms, use a little bit of that water to cook off your vegetables, your peppers you can use, onions, celery, carrots, shallots work really good. Hit it with some flavor, whatever flavor you want. You want to go heat, you want to go savory. You can do like basil, oregano. You can do tomato bases if you want. I like doing the savory myself. The bread, make sure you use fresh bread, not breadcrumbs or croutons or anything like that because it'll make it taste grainy. And a little bit of garlic and salt. I mean, it's so easy, and boom, you have got a fabulous, fabulous meal as a side dish, appetizer, but it will blow people away. So anyway, that's the easy, intelligent, cheating way to get mushrooms done in a split second. And so enjoy this one, send it off to your friends, and we'll see you next time in the kitchen. Hi, Mark Anthony here to test out the Salad Master Crockpot. And this is a surgical steel Salad Master Crockpot. The interesting part about this is that you can actually use it as a rice cooker. Now, I have not tried it yet, so you're going to be the first to share with me and see how well this does as a rice cooker. I like testing people's equipment to see how good it is. And this right here is actually going to take 8 cups of water and 4 cups of rice. And I'm using brown rice. I'm using the brown rice. So 8 cups of water, 4 cups of rice. That would be 1 part rice, 2 parts water. And that's all there is to it. And then we're gonna have to turn on the controls here, which all you do is hit the temperature, and then you use your arrows up and down. And I'm gonna go to rice 2, and it should start all by itself. There it goes, it started all by, easy as that. So I'm not sure how long it takes, but we're probably going to come back in less than an hour and see how it does. But we'll go from there. So stick with us, and we're going to fast forward until we get that ready to go. Hi, we're back, and it's been about 1 hour, and I want to share with you what this is going to look like. Now, I have not seen this yet, but it has been about 1 hour. I came over a little bit earlier, and it was on a countdown and had like 25 minutes to go. So it just got off to 1 hour. It's now at 150 degrees, so that's a holding temperature on it. I do want to share with you here, looks like some of the water came out of the valve here and kind of messed up things a little bit, but it did not go onto the sides or onto the countertop here. I wanted to share this with you because let me tell you, there's a lot of people doing cooking shows out there that would clean this up before you get a chance to see it. But I would much rather show you the real truth about what's going on. We watched a couple of cooking shows. I won't mention the person's name, but they actually go in there in between each clip, and with a vacuum cleaner and vacuum up any little crumbs. It must take them 30 hours to do one cooking show. But they're giving you the illusion of being this beautiful, perfect world. You know, and I like to give you the reality. I like to show you exactly what's going on. I like to teach healthy cooking, but I like to teach honest cooking. And so this is what it looks like. I haven't opened it yet, so you're the first people to see it. Woo! And of course, it's gonna steam up like this. And here's our brown rice. And let me tell you, I think it's actually perfect. Let me get this out of the way. And oh yes, I think it's absolutely perfect. I was kind of concerned about it. I thought maybe we're gonna have to do a double cook or something, because brown rice generally is takes a little longer to cook. So I wasn't sure if it was gonna get it done right or not. But I'm just going to scoop up a little bit here. And looks like it's got a pretty good water content. Looks a little dry. I'm going to just take a bite just to make sure. And it is. This works. Definitely works. Could use some salt. Possibility too, if you added a little salt and oil, you might not get that characteristic coming up through the top of the pan there. But I'm trying to cook without salt and oil. I'm trying to do the least amount of sugar, salt, and oil that we possibly can. But the bottom is not burnt in any way, shape, or form. I'm going right through it, and it looks like it's consistent. See, that's the thing too, because it's a consistent rice here that we're getting. Whoo, boy, look at that. A little sticky. Sometimes that happens with rice, different brands, different seasons, different things like that. Sometimes you can do rinses to like jasmine rices and things like that, which will keep it from sticking. And this is actually a brown jasmine, so you could probably even give it a little bit of rinsing beforehand too as well. But anyway, this is perfect. This is perfect. I couldn't ask for a better rice. And what we're gonna do with this though is actually, I want it to cool down, so we're just gonna shut this off. And once it's completely cool, then I'm gonna put it in some baggies here and portion it up. So we've got about 2 portions, just right for my wife and I. But this is what I like to do, make a big portion and then bag it up, freeze it, and then you can pull out portions and just, you know, heat and serve, and it'll be ready to go. So that's kind of the way we do things, just because it's easier. But there you go. Here's a recap. You got 8 cups of water, 4 cups of rice. And by the way, if you went to 7 cups of water to 4 cups of rice, that helps reduce sticking too, and you're tightening up the rice itself. 8 cups water, 4 cups of rice, and then just turn it on and it's good to go. So that is actually amazing. I am so pleased with this, and I would definitely recommend this pot to anybody. And if anybody wants to know how to order them or purchase them, all you gotta do is give me a call or an email from my website, chefmarkanthony.com, and we'll get you all the information you need to get one of these. But that's the best I've ever seen for a crock pot and a rice cooker all in one. So anyway, thank you all for this segment on learning about equipment, and we'll see you next time in the kitchen. Have a great day.
Hi, Melody Prettyman here with the whole message, bringing you your health tip for today. I want to talk to you a little bit about my superfood, the beans. I love beans. They are so packed with so many vitamins, high in fiber. You do know 1 cup serving is 15 grams of protein, not counting the fiber in beans, and they're a complex carbohydrate. A great dish to any diet that you have. There are red beans, pinto beans. I love pinto beans, mostly used in your Hispanic, your Spanish dishes. White beans, my favorite. You know what though? You can buy these in bulk. You can buy them in the supermarket, almost anywhere, even in cans. I like to buy mine dry, and then I make them that day, freeze the extras, and I can have them anytime I want. And remember, good health is just 1 bite away.
All right, today we've got a pretty exciting program about redesigning your freezer. And one of the reasons why I feel like this is so important is because it gives you that structure that you need to have in order to maintain a healthier lifestyle. I talk about this over and over. I'm probably the only chef in the country that tells you about organizing your home to make a successful, healthy lifestyle. And because it is so important. We talked about organizing your refrigerator. If you have not seen that episode, by all means, go to the YouTube channel from my website and you'll be able to click right over to it. We've also got that in our 12-part series, which is what we're working on now. And let's actually go to the clip where I show you exactly what my freezer at home looks like, and this will give you a really good idea of what we need to do. Hello, Mark Anthony here, and I wanted to share with you what my freezer looks like at home. And yeah, I'm taking a little break at home and getting out of the studio kitchen for a day, and this is not staged, by the way, just to let you know, this is not staged. This is what my freezer looks like on any given day. And it's so easy to do this. Right up here, I've got a section for breads. I've got some Ezekiel breads. I've got some organic. I always do the organic breads, trying to get off the genetically modified wheat and things like that. Right here is vegetables, nothing but vegetables. And then down here, if you've been watching some of my clips, you will learn how to do these. Parboiled rice, I've got black beans, brown rice, quinoa, everything's dated. There's pinto beans back there. I think I got some kidney beans. Way back here, I've got my big potatoes. You remember I do these quite a bit, and we'll just pull them out, thaw them out, and they're ready to go. So but we do eat a lot of those. But this is the way you want to have your kitchen designed, because I'll take a lot of these, and this is my recipe. 2 cups, boom, in a recipe. And it's so fast. I mean, you can do things right away. And if you have your freezer designed in a healthier nature like this, it's going to make your success at getting healthy so much better. You know, and let me tell you, I don't have to do this for myself. I have a passion, you know, because God has taught me how to live a healthier life, and I just want to share that with you. And it just takes steps. You want to just keep taking steps, and one of the best steps you could ever possibly take is designing your freezer like this. You are going to have so much more success by having a healthier designed freezer. Now, I do have some ice creams up here that are all vegan. Right here, this is actually, if I can open them, bananas that we do through a Champion mixer, one of those type of things. So we've got a little dessert there. And I've got some jellies, little burger station here, because we do those. And mostly I've got the homemade ones. And I'll show you how to make some of those. Those are some, that's my testing right now to see how they handle the freezer. I actually test everything I do. And I want to know if it's going to work in the freezer when it gets thawed out, because there's actually a science to it as to the molecular structure of food and how it breaks down and tightens up in the freezing process. So sometimes something will be successful for the fridge, but it's not going to be successful when it goes in the freezer and then back to the pan. You know, so I always want to know, you know, where the best success is going to be from a recipe. So anyway, just thought I'd share this with you. Do this. Get your freezer functioning the way it's supposed to. Do your batch cooking on the rices and the beans and the potatoes. You got to have your batch cooking, because that is going to make your kitchen life so much easier. You are going to save so much more time in the kitchen. So anyway, share this with your friends, because they too need this, and have that passion to help each other get healthy. And we'll see you next time in the kitchen. Have a great day.
All right. Now, was that organized or what? Let me tell you, it is so easy to function when you've got your freezer like that. Man, you can pull out those potatoes, and they'll have some moisture in them sometimes, and you might have to, you know, drain off a little bit of the moisture, but it works great for breakfast potatoes and for doing scallops and au gratin potatoes and things like that in the oven, baked potatoes, baking them off. There's just so many different applications for it. Even mashed potatoes, if you know how to do them right. So we'll share that one with you as well. But let me share with you something that I thought would be of interest for you, because, you know, I talk about organization. I talk about organizing your life. You know, I do classes on time management, money management, how to be organized, more efficient, more productive, things like that. And I'm looking through some scriptures, and I came across a couple that would really kind of hit home. They did with me, at least. And 1 Corinthians 14:33. For God is not the author of confusion, but of peace, as in all the churches of the saints. And there's something very significant about when you're organized. You ever get that peaceful feeling? You get that relaxed feeling like, things are great. Every time you're organized, you have peace. And the more peace you have, the closer you can become to God. And that's why I want your refrigerator organized, I want your freezer organized, and I want your oatmeal station organized, because it is peace. And peace brings you closer to God. It is just such a functioning staple. And when you get that in your life, you will love it. The second one I want to work on here. Oh, there's my puppy. There's my puppy. With a piece of paper. You're busted, little friend. Yes, I got my puppy all the time with me. She's going on a road trip with me, too. That's a Sandy. Hi, Sandy. Say hi to everybody. Did you know you're live on the air? You want to go on a road trip? You want to go on a road trip? That's my sweet little puppy, but she loves to eat paper, so we got her. We caught her on that one. Hey, I'm just a real person with a real dog, just trying to give you real messages of truth that will help transform your life the way God has transformed mine. So, here we go. I got another one here. 1 Corinthians 14:40. Let all things be done decently and in order. It is so important. Here we go again. Everything should be in an orderly fashion, an orderly function. You're going to have so much more peace in your life. Matthew 5:48. Therefore, you shall be perfect, just as your Father in heaven is perfect. And, a lot of people, they get on this mentality, oh, we can't be perfect. We're all sinners and things like this. And, you can live a godly life. And the last thing you want to do is put that excuse out there thinking, oh, well, I'm just a sinner saved by grace. And yes, we're saved by grace through the faith of Christ. I've talked about this before, but that doesn't mean to give yourself a ticket to continue living that sinful life. And that's why I don't like this mentality that, we're all in the same boat. We're all sinners. And, yeah, there's different degrees. Everybody's on a path, and some people are just learning about God. Other ones have been living a Christ life for years and years and years. So, and the people that are more godly, hopefully, have enough strength to help the other people up. Amen. But with God, there is particular order, and when you get order in your life, you live an organized life. When your desk is organized, it is such a relief. When your kitchen is organized, it's such a relief. Your home needs to be an organized home. People that live in clutter, I've went into houses that have so much clutter, you can't even see the couch to relax in it. There is no relaxation, there is no peace. And so you want to have a clean environment, an organized environment that you have comfort in and peace. That's going to draw you closer to God. And just look at some of these things. Look at the sanctuary. Very orderly. Everything was done in a particular order in the sanctuary. Everything from Adam and Eve all the way to the cross had a particular chain of events that was done in order. And you can see that all through the Bible. So functionality is equal to the organized life. So if you are organized, you're actually going to be more functional too. So anyway, we've got some more cooking segments for you today. Not a lot on organizing, but we've got a lot of other great cooking segments that you're going to love. So enjoy.
Hi, Mark Anthony here to give you a little class about how to boil and freeze potatoes. And it's a pretty easy concept to do. Right here I've got some boiled potatoes. They've been boiling. In fact, I'm going to shut these off right now, and because they're done. And all you have to do is put a knife in them, and if they go through nice and smooth, they're done. If they got a little resistance, then you're going to want to cook them a little bit longer. And normally I have this pretty full. I've already done a batch because I want to show you how this works, the best way to do potatoes. Boil them off and then put them on a pan and let them cool. And after they're on a pan, and we let these cool overnight sometimes. You can throw them in a garage if it's in the middle of winter, in the refrigerator, that type of thing. But we're just going to let them cool. And then after they're cool, they're nice and tight. And then you can start cutting them up, and look at how tight they are. And that's what you're looking for. In fact, let me get my gloves on here. And I just thought this would be a cool, you got to do this because a lot of my recipes actually use these type of potatoes. And it's just such a fabulous way to do these. Now you can make potato salad with these. In fact, I'll show you, I'll have to do a segment real quick just on potatoes. And so there's different ways you can slice them and dice them. A lot of times what I do is I cut it in half, and then I'm just doing one slice like this. And if you get a little bad piece like that, you can just pull that out of there. But a lot of times that is the slice that I'm doing, just so it's like a half slice. Just cut in half and sliced. And the easy way. Sometimes I get to the end here, I'm just going to go like this, and then I got my flat spot, so I can go again, and it's very organized and structured. The fastest way you can get them done, just go like that, boom. So once you get them all cut up, then the next thing we're going to do is bag them. And of course I've got my label on the bag and everything. Potatoes, and I've got it dated. If you get them dated and labeled, that's always good to do that before the potatoes go in the bag, because if a little difficult to write on the bag when it's filled with a bunch of potatoes. So we're going to go like this, and these are going to go right in the bag. And I got my wet and dry towel here, wet and dry towel. And then we're going to bag these up. Now I'm kind of closing it from each end here. And then when it gets right here, I still got an opening in the center. And then I'm going to squeeze the oxygen out of the potato bag. As much as I can, we're just pressing down, and then I'm going to close this baby up. And boom, you got a good seal on it. There you go, potatoes, ready to go. Now what I do with these is I put them in the freezer, all stacked up like this. So here's one, here's one. What I would do is actually freeze this either on the bottom or the top, doing a rotation, because I'll always have it rotated when it comes into the freezer. And I've got so many recipes that are going to pull this block out and thaw it out, and boom, you've got your recipe. So this is what you want, and we'll have a stack of these in the freezer. In fact, I'll show you on one of my clips how my freezer's organized. That'd be a really good tool for you to have. But let me tell you, potatoes are so healthy for you. You can do different varieties if you want red potatoes, you know, whatever you want to do. But that's the way to do it. Get them in the freezer, and that way they're ready to just serve immediately. Pull them out, make hash browns, make potato salad, soups. You know, you can peel the skins off of them. I like the skins because they got nutrients in them. So I never peel the skins at home for ourselves. And sometimes if I'm doing a little fancy artwork for you, then I do that type of thing. But other than that, that's the way I do them. So there's a little quick lesson about potatoes, freezing them. Make sure your knife goes through them nice and smooth. You're going to air dry them so that they'll tighten up, and then they're ready to make into potato salads and freeze them and things like that. So anyway, Mark Anthony here. Keep watching those videos, share them with your friends, and we've got a lot more valuable, intelligent information to show you how to function better in your kitchen. That's what this is all about. And once you design your kitchen and you've got the right product where it needs to be, man, it is so easy to eat healthy in the kitchen. So this is Mark Anthony. Have a great day, and we'll see you next time in the kitchen.
Hi, my name is Abby and I'm from Florida. I am here to help Chef with Peppermint Chocolate.
Oh, you're here to help me. I thought I was here to help you. This is your recipe. How do I make it? What do you want me to do?
Well, first, you got the big chocolate bars.
Oh yeah, well, this is the way I buy my chocolate. And you've probably bought it in those little squares and stuff. But we found this, it was actually twice the size. And for $8, that much chocolate at a Mennonite place over in Ohio. Yeah. And so what I did was I actually broke off one of the pieces, and that's what you're melting there.
We got our candy canes, and this chocolate is ready to be poured on the
So this is like a good thing to do after the holidays or before the holidays?
even during the holidays.
Yeah. Got leftover, you can use it. I better grab a towel then if this is gonna be hot. This looks really hot, huh? So you're supposed to say, kids, don't try this at home.
Don't try this at home, kids.
Maybe with help, huh? Because this is really hot. Let's shut this off first here. Okay, and woo! So this has been melting. How long did it take to melt?
About 20 minutes maybe.
Yeah, and it's just a double boiler. So looks just like that. Okay. And then what do you want me to do with this?
You're gonna spread it on that pan.
Okay.
And I'm gonna smash the candy canes.
Okay. Smashing. And you want me to just spread this out, I guess, all the way to the ends or something, or?
All the way to the ends.
Okay. Ah.
You don't want all the big pieces crushed, just most of them, because the dust sinks in.
Okay.
You want some big pieces to make it more flavorful.
Okay. And how am I doing here? Is this about right?
Good?
You just want to get all the way to the end, huh? Mm-hmm. And you want about the same thickness, I'm sure. I guess it really doesn't matter, does it?
No, not really. And then when you got this all chopped up and that all spread out, you're just gonna sprinkle this all over.
I'm busy playing right now. Yeah, wom, 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 wom. Whoops! All right, now, I know my kitchen's an entertainment center. Okay, so we go like that?
And then you wanna sprinkle?
You want me to sprinkle? Okay. Like little pixie dust or something, huh? So just like this?
Just get it all around.
Okay. Well, this is easy enough. What else can you do with this?
You can put coconut in there, and you can put the almonds underneath, and then have chocolate on top so that the almonds won't be on top.
Oh, it's like an almond coconut, or so you can put pretty much anything in this. Is that too much, or is that? You want me to use all of it?
All of it.
Really? Okay.
Everywhere.
Everywhere. Okay. Ah, is that the way to do it?
Don't forget over here and over there.
See, that's when I know it's a good chef, because she's particular to detail. That's right. Okay.
And then you put it in the fridge or freezer. I put it in the fridge for about 30 minutes, and then for about.
And then it's good to go. Yeah. Or you could probably
Put it-
leave it out on the open, but it might take overnight or something to harden. So that's the fast way, is put it in the fridge. And then
Or
when it
in the
comes
freezer.
out- Okay. And then when it comes out,
It looks like
there's
this.
our finished product. So beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. That is what, and it's got a peppermint chocolate flavor, huh? All right. You know, chocolate's one of the 4 nutritional food groups nowadays.
Really?
Yeah. Well, you might not want to eat too much of it, though. All right. Well, I think that's a fabulous recipe. And I like the idea about putting some nuts and peppermint and, lots of different things in there. Not to really be creative, but for the
Maybe
holidays.
next time.
For the holidays, this is perfect.
Maybe next time we can put the chocolate over a little bit of coconut.
Yeah.
And then put the peppermint on top.
I like it. There you go. That easy to make fun, simple recipes at home. We'll see you next time. Hi, Mark Anthony here to show you an amazing recipe that is going to blow you away. And what we are going to do is actually stuff cabbage. Now what I'm going to do here, let me start by trying to get a little bit of a level playing field here for our stuffed cabbage so that it will set normal. And then we're going to pull a couple of these sheets off of here. And I'm going to hang on to those though, because I want to use those later on. And I'll show you why later on. We're just going to try to get these couple outer layers off of there. There we go. And then, all cleaned up on the outside, you figure out where the level is, and we're going to slice this wherever you want to slice that top off. And I think right about there looks pretty good for me. And see, it's not quite level though. So I'm gonna try to give it one more shot here and get a little levelness to it. There we go, so that'll work. And I'm saving these just to let you know, because I'll make some coleslaw. We're gonna make some coleslaw later on. So we've got that. Now, what I need to do is carve out some of this inside. And this takes a little bit of work to get all this out of here. There we go. Yeah, I'm gonna keep putting this in here. Okay. I know this is one of those recipes nobody's ever heard of before. And they're like, stuffed cabbage? You gotta be kidding me. Now I'm gonna take a spoon in here and really start getting the insides out of there. Takes a little while, and it is a little challenging. The main thing you want to make sure that you don't get too far onto the outsides, and you don't want to go too far to the bottom. As far as you can without going through. That's the big secret. Hopefully we'll have 5 or 6, 7 layers in there. Okay, so now that we got that done, get myself a little workout here, and I want to clean as I go. Yeah, look at how much cabbage we got out of that. I'm telling you, you get a lot of you get a lot of bang for the buck when you're making these. So now we've got our bowl here, and I tried to clean it out as good as I can, get a lot of those pieces out of there, and it's a good looking bowl. By the way, you can use these for putting salad dressings in it, ranch, things like that. Do different colors. You can do the red cabbage in different sizes. Everyone has a different dressing. They work really good for things like that as well. So, but here we go. Now, what are we going to stuff it with? Right here, I've got my little selection of goodies, and I've got some spinach here, which I've got to guesstimate how much is actually going to go into our little pot here. And if you've watched my episodes, you know that I've got these baggies here that I do all the time. Quinoa, boom, got my quinoa here. So we'll put, I think about that much quinoa in there. So we've got quinoa, spinach, corn, and don't worry about the juice. You can have plenty of juice, and my black beans. So that sounds like a pretty good combination, doesn't it? Quinoa, corn, spinach, and black beans. Of course, I'm just a little concerned I'm not gonna have enough. So I'm just gonna add more of everything to it, just to make sure that I'm gonna have plenty here. Quinoa, corn, spinach, and black beans. There, now that's looking pretty good. Now flavor-wise, basically there's not a lot of flavor here right now. So we're gonna add some ingredients. I'm doing savory today. So I've got oregano here, basil, some sage, which will give it a really good flavor, and then some parsley. And this is ground thyme. So we've got some ingredients like that. This is actually just dried carrot. And I'm doing this just to give it a little bit of color running through that. See how it just turned it into a nice colorful type of look? Okay, just like that. Okay. And then Of course, you can do some salt and pepper if you want, that type of thing. But right there, looks pretty good. You can melt down some butter, put some butter in there. Might work really good. But I am going with some coconut milk. Ooh, yeah! Ho, ho, ho. Yes, the secrets are coming out. Coconut milk and quinoa. You got to be kidding me. And it looks pretty wet. I can add just a little bit more here. Don't worry about it being too wet because this is going to be in the oven for about an hour. So I want it wet. I'm going to add more. Let's get carried away. Okay, just like that. Okay, and now we can stuff our cabbage. Hopefully we have enough here. I know. And it's going to be close. Oh, it's going to be close. Boy, I'm so glad I put in that little extra bit there, huh? Otherwise, I would have been short. And even this is just right to the edge there. So, and you know, with me, I got to do it right. So I'm going to cheat a little bit here. Watch me cheat. We're just going to add some more real fast here. The 20-second dash. This is how you improvise, overcome, and adapt. And that's why it's so nice to have extra here. And we'll hit it with this and wow. Yeah, I'm not going to run out of food today. No siree. Because I want to press this in here a little bit and get this baby mounding on the top. So anyway, this is the biggest one I've ever done. Normally I do a little bit smaller ones, but thought this would look really good. Okay, there you go. Just like that, this can go in the oven for about an hour. I'm going to take one step farther though and give it some breadcrumbs on the top. Of course, if you're a celiac, you don't want to do this. The reason I do it, I've got my organic, non-GMO bread that I make, and I make my own breadcrumbs out of it too. But this, we got to have it covered like that. Perfect. Woo! There we go. Okay. Okay, now that that's done, we're going to take one of these sheets right here, one of these leaves. This is just going to go over the top. And after it's about 40 minutes into this cooking, then I'm going to pull the top off and let it brown a little bit on the top. But just like this, we're going to put it in the oven. Should be a good hour. I haven't really measured this type of a big one yet, but we're going to find out real soon, and then we'll come back and show you the finished product. Hey, it's ready. And let me tell you, woo boy, this baby has been in the oven for about an hour at 350 degrees. And then I took the top off and cooked it for another 30 minutes. So it was actually an hour and a half because it's such a big one. But look at this baby. Is this beautiful or what? And I'm going to try to lift this thing off of here and get it over on the plate. There we go. Just like that. And wow, talk about a presentation. This is just like a stuffed piñata. In fact, that's what I'm going to call this segment. I'm going to call it a stuffed cabbage piñata because that's what it is. And I'm not going to cut into it yet because it's really hot and I want to let it settle down a little bit. But probably in about 20 minutes, I'll do some slices and get you some pictures of that. But what an amazing, amazing concept that you can take this stuffed cabbage and fill it with so many different things. You could do Mexican style, you could do Italian, you go with the tomato bases, that would really be good in here. And another thing that might work really good would be to do the teriyakis. You know, because the cabbage is an Asian popularity too, so you could go with teriyakis as well. But there you go. There's your stuffed cabbage piñata. Inventing the names as we go along, but that's the way it is when I'm experimenting in the kitchen. So this is Mark Anthony. Enjoy this one, love this one, do this one, and share it because people are going to love this. And we'll see you next time in the kitchen. All right. I'm telling you, when I get in the kitchen, I have fun. And that's what it's about, enjoying God's given life. I mean, He has provided you with joy and happiness. And that's why I got the light colors. And let me tell you, I've had a couple people that come up to me and they're like, man, those colors are bright. And but I'll tell you, I love it. I love joy and happiness and uplifting. And it's kind of interesting how you go up north and everything's kind of gray and dingy and dark. But if you go down south, Florida, and especially Nevada, my home, and Arizona, which I've spent many years there, everything is this kind of color. This is just because, and the sunshine, and it's so beautiful. And so anyway, but yeah, thank you. I've had a couple comments on my emails about that. And you can email me. I'm pretty good at getting back with people and that type of thing. Yeah, make sure you check out the website. You know, if you can put in a contribution or be a supporter on a monthly partnership, we'd love to have you. And we've got a newsletter there too, so you can punch in your email address for a newsletter, and we put out a monthly newsletter as well, which is another expense, but you know, that's where I can give you a lot of good print information and things like that we can't do on the television show. So thank you all for tuning in. You be blessed, and we will see you next time with the whole message.